Hey guys, I'm Aditya Thakur and welcome back to Get Set Code by Newton School. In this video, we will continue with our Python playlist and we were looking at the different built-in functions. So we'll continue with that. I am an instructor here and you can connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. Before we go into it, a quick introduction to Newton School. It is a platform which prepares you for a career in tech. They have courses designed for freshers, for working professionals, and also for women with no tech background. They'll first train you for 6 months, help you become an amazing full stack developer, and they also have a network of 300 great companies who hire from Newton School. So after the training is done, they'll ensure that the students get placed in the best companies in the country. And the best part is they have a pay after placement program. So you don't have to pay anything until and unless you are placed with a minimum 5 lakh CTC. A little about the Launchpad Initiative. So it's taken by Newton School for people who want to start coding from scratch and learn the basics of different programming languages for absolutely free of cost. So this video would also be available in the Launchpad section of Newton School, where you can practice several quizzes and assignments related to this course. What I'll do is I'll quickly go over to newtonschool.co, and here if you do not already have account, you can quickly sign up. Since I do already have one, I'll just log into my account. And I'll go over to the playground section and go down to algorithm playground. You can create a new algorithm playground, but since we have been working with the different functions, I'll just use an existing one. So today I want to cover two functions in Python, get attribute and has attribute. How this works is basically, let me write it down. The first function that we would be seeing is get attribute function. And here, like, if we have talked about classes in Python, and if there is a class and you want to check if that particular class has a specified like attribute, so you can check it using get attribute. The get attribute function returns the value of the specified attribute from the specified object. So let me create a new class. We use the class keyword, call this person, and this class would have like a name attribute which would be like Aditya, and it would also have a age attribute which could be int value, that is 19, and a country, right, a country attribute which would be India, right. And now I could check, like, create a check variable and use this get attribute function to check if this person has this attribute called age, right. Let me also print it out, and let's try running this program once. So you'll see, like, it would get that particular attribute, as in from this person class it would get the age attribute and save it to check, and then when I will print out check, it should print out 19 to console. If I were to use some other attribute, let us say house, right, so I'll get an error because house is not there. Attribute error, person has no attribute called house. So this is how it works. If you want to get a particular attribute, you can use the get attribute function. But what if you want to check, like, we got this error right now, how would you check if that particular object has this attribute, right? So there is another function called has attribute, which you can use, which returns true if the specified object has the specified attribute, otherwise false. So I'll use this has attribute instead of this get attribute, and I'll again run this program, and it should print out true because this person object has the attribute age in it. If I were to again write house and check this, we would not get an error this time, but instead it would print out false to console because house is not an attribute, and this can be used as a check, if you're working with certain objects and you want to check if that particular attribute is present or not, you can use the has attribute function, and if it's present you can use the get attribute function to get the value, right? So that is one way of using it. Okay, so that was the has attribute function, and we also covered the get attribute function. Then one of the functions that we have repeatedly seen in the previous videos too is the length function. Let me just show it again too for the purpose of this video. Let us say like there is this list of names. So you can use the length function to return the length of a particular list. You can type in length and pass in that list and then print out this length, right? Let me try running this again, and you should get 3 printed out to console. So as I had also mentioned in the video on the list, the storage starts from 0 but length starts from 1. So this is 1, then 2, and then 3. Therefore the length of this particular list is 3. We can also use it for string values, right? If this was a string, let me try running this once, and you get like 6 printed out to console, because strings are basically a list of characters. So Aditya has 6 characters, ADITYA, so 6 is printed out to console. And this length function basically returns the number of items in an object. When the object is a string, the length function returns the number of characters in the string. Now the next function that I want to look into is the ISInstance function. So ISInstance function returns true if the specified object is of the specified type, otherwise it would return false. So let us say like again use the check function and type in ISInstance, and in this I'll pass in 2 values, as in let us say 4 comma int, and then I can print out this check variable, right? Let me run this program once, and it is printing out true because 4 is a numerical value and it is of type int. Therefore we have this true printed out to console. Now if I were to type in like let us say a name here and type in int, so it should print out false, because obviously like a string object isn't of type int, so it would return false. And you can check like different values, so you can check this for different values, as in if you'll type in 4.0 it would be of type float, and that is how you can check if a particular value is an instance of or not. And yeah, that is it for this video. We covered the 3 different functions. One was the has attribute, which is used to check if a particular class has that attribute or not, particular object. Then we check the get attribute. If it has that, we can get that particular value from that particular object. And if we want to check if a particular number is of type int, is instance of that particular object, then we can use the ISInstance function. And these are all the different built-in functions that we explored in this video. We have also covered a few functions in the past video, so if you haven't watched those, you can watch them through the playlist. And that is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell icon. Thank you so much for watching.